Good morning. I am now um, going to work on the raccoon sculpture. I got a little bit done and I didn't have a ton of time to work on it, but let me get that real high so you can kind of see what I have done so far. This is my drawing plan. And what I've done so far is just try to get, let me move this light back a little, try to get the proportions matched up using, I have both calipers here, and this is a different kind of tool, similar to calipers. And so what I've done so far is I have measured the parts of the face. Let's see if I can do that for you right there, like that. I've measured the height. Now I do have to switch to this of the body, and I'll show you what I mean. What I'm doing is making sure I get the proportions correct. Okay, so that, if I can match that up, it's like that, and then like that. Um, the distance of the eyes to the ears and the center of the eyes to the nose, like that. Again, it matches up with, let's see if I can do it here, the picture. So the point of these plans is to get your proportions right. And once you get your proportions right, um, now you can start to fill in the detail. And to do that, I use a video. I like this one in particular. This is Tito the raccoon. Now, if I had a real raccoon, of course, I would use that. But this is a very good way to see an animal in 3 dimensions when you don't have the real deal right in front of you. And you can see there's forms in there that are very subtle but really important to keep. And so as I work on this piece, I'm going to pay close attention to and stop action the video where I need it, just like that. So um, I have also created a bunch of ideas, AI generated ideas, because I want to do a raccoon with Indian corn. So, in the guide, if you haven't been here already, you can learn how to use AI. I use Adobe Firefly. Get this guide, it's 20 pages, and besides making a raccoon, it has all kinds of instructional material and clay, tools, and where to get everything and how to do ideas in AI. So it's pretty valuable, completely free, no strings attached. I don't need your email. I just would love to have you um, visit on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday so I can create a realistic looking raccoon. Let me stop that video. I love this. He's so cute. I have to put my pause bar on to stop it. I think I can stop it. Come on. There we go. So you get all angles of an animal in a good close-up video, and there's a lot of wildlife and birds and different topics that interest me to do. Um, so I rely on those YouTube videos. And years ago, it was really hard to get wildlife subjects. Um, you'd get a few pictures and you'd come home and you realized, oh my gosh, I'm missing a back view or missing the feet or the hands, paws. So I'll continue to work on this. Now, one of the interesting things that happened, and this has to do with the proportions being right. And once you get the proportions right, it can be very messy looking, and still it starts to take on a semblance of reality that um, helps you. If you can maintain that by continually measuring, and also I measure these side view uh, pictures as well. So, for example, it looks like terribly snipey from there, but very flat here. So that's where you get lost on the reality of what you're looking at unless you measure. And so I'll take a measurement. Let me see if I can show you here from the center of the eye to the tip of the nose. Now this nose needs to be a little rounder underneath there still, and I'll be working on that. But if I go to my picture, try to match that. Anyway, it does Can't even do it this from this angle, but it matches up. So basically, keep those measurements all the time as you're working. Height, width, distance from the center of the eye to the ears, to the nose, side view, front view. And then once you feel like you have those proportions correct, you can go into looking at your video. One of the funny things that happened when I was finished with just this rough stage yesterday, I wanted to leave the studio and go feed my dogs. And the one dog, Ernie, would not leave, and he kept trying to get my attention. And he was looking at that, and he was wanting to smell it. Ernie, come here. Let me see what he does here. Ernie, come here. Come on. Here, look at this. His eyes were popping out of his head as soon as I was done with this. What is that? What is that? See how he looks at it? Is that a dog? The other dog doesn't pay any attention to it, but Ernie goes, "What is that?" So I think what I'll do, there's not a lot of questions being asked yet. I know that will change over time. And what I'm going to start to do is just work on these projects in the morning. And if people are on and want to ask questions, that's great. And what I plan to do is keep this up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and create a whole little wildlife zoo here, little animals and birds and things that will um, kind of fill up my shelves, I'm sure, so that you can get an idea of how this is it's in the beginning daunting and you don't even know where to start, but there is a method to the madness, and you can eventually be confident in your ability to sculpt an animal or a bird. And I have a bunch of tools here that I'll be using, and you'll be able to ask questions as I go along. I have my little cute little tool holder. I have hundreds of tools from over the years. Many were handmade, homemade. And I also have my hot clay here. So I use a very hard styling clay from Chivant. And right now it's very warmed up. I have a plate warmer. So here's my clay in the bag. And this is how I work. I'll take out, it's almost like icing, but it's hot. I'll take out a scoop like that. And once I do, I'll keep that warm like that. Once I take out that scoop, then I can take a tool, say, let's see, which one do I like? Grease that warm like that. Once I take out that scoop, then I can take a tool, say, let's see, which one do I like recently? And I switch on these all the time. Here's a very small pad tool, for example. Let's see if I can let you see that. You can see that. So that very small pad tool is good. You just dip it in the already warmed up. Let's see if I can close that out. Already warmed up clay, and just ladle it on there. And then I would put my light a little closer. And by the way, this kind of light where it goes across horizontally, I have used lamps like this for 40 years. And this gives you the best balancing of your subject. Like, okay, so my head, I put it a little angle, and it gives you a really good way to balance. You might even notice that I've already created, um, see that line down the center? If you can see that, I created a line down the center. It's really hard for you to see when that's too close. Let's see if I can get it up further. Anyway, it's a line down the center. Let me bring that up so you can really see it with my straight edge like that. That allows me to take my measurements accurately, so I can measure from the nose to the eyes, and I can measure the eyes as well, the width of the eyes. That's another important part to measure, and that's perfect with my right now. It's perfect with my drawing. So what I might do on subsequent mornings is just position the computer view, my camera view, it's my computer, so that you can see me working on this close up, and maybe a little background music. And I'll continue to work on this, and you can ask questions as we go along. So we're getting there. We're getting there. It's just takes a little bit to get started. And the more you plan, the more concise and satisfying your end result will be. So, okay, well, oh, Cindy, Cindy just came on. Hi, Cindy. So I've been working on explaining what I'm doing with the little raccoon and measuring and getting the proportions right. And I'm about to end this stream, but you'll be able to see the whole thing over again. And hi, Mark. Everybody's coming on now. Well, I'll be able to replay this in a few minutes, and you'll be able to see my dog react to the proportions being right. It's very rough. It's very, unfinished. But because the proportions are right, my little Boston Terrier, he just is fixated on it. When I was trying to leave the room yesterday, um, he kept trying to get my attention, but there's this thing in here. There's a dog in here. So that's the value of proportions. I can't say it enough. And planning for proportions. And so it's very, very rough right now. But again, we're going for this. And also I'm playing videos of Tito the raccoon over here. And I'll get them nice and big and take a look from different angles. There's my live model, right? So, okay, well, this is a little long, but I will see you on Monday, and hopefully it'll be a lot further along. And I'll just start to work quietly until I have questions. And if I think of anything, I'll bring it up. And there I am. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.